a correctional facility and may be monitored and recorded.
What's up, everyone? Carolina Girl here. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Salty Carolina Girl on TikTok. It is Wednesday, August 12th, 2026. Hope everyone's had a great week so far. I actually received the phone calls yesterday through my own FOIA request. And so I made an announcement last night on my TikTok that I was going to be in the process of trying to put them in order and put them out on my YouTube channel. And I made that announcement, of course, on my YouTube channel this morning. And so that's what I've pretty much been doing today, is going through the 2016 files and trying to put them in order and put them out on my YouTube page. I've actually got I've already gone through about 50 calls on the 2016 and put them in order. 21 of those calls were not Gypsy. They were another inmate there. It seemed like to be the same one because it was the same number that was being called. And so, but I do have about, how many was it? 37 phone calls so far of Gypsies lined up in order, by date. But I have to screen them before I post them. So I am working behind the scenes on that stuff. But my friend, 1980 Millennial, commentates over there on YouTube. She found the phone call that I've been kind of referenced, and I want to say it was my last video regarding Ryan. And it was about the email. There was a certain email that came out when the prison emails were released, and Ryan denied it and said, well, that was a phone call that, Gypsy and I had. And it's not it's not how she says it, if the phone calls were ever released. And see, he wanted the phone calls released then when this email came out. It's kind of funny because he kept on, he was talking a big, and that's the thing that makes me mad about Ryan. And I'm going to try to really hold back and refrain because I'm really kind of pissed off right now because this man makes me sick. He really makes me sick. I've never liked this man, the way he carries himself. He thinks he's just the hottest thing since sliced bread, and I don't know where he gets off thinking he thinks he's all that, because he has nothing to offer any woman, any respectable woman. He has nothing to offer them. He doesn't have a job. He sits there in that apartment all day on TikTok. He better get a job now. And I don't know if anybody's going to hire him after, because, nowadays with the internet and stuff, they like to Google their future prospect employees and stuff to see, what their social media presence is and all that jazz. So, Ryan, I'm telling you, man, people tried to warn you a long time ago, get off the internet, because Gypsy was nothing to flex about. And I'm not trying to be mean. I'm really not trying to be mean here, but Gypsy was nothing to flex about. I don't know what the hell went through your mind. I do. I always question what kind of people would write this woman in prison, because knowing what she did, number one, she offed her mom, but then, I don't know. I do feel like she's mentally delayed and such. And I think that Dee Dee was onto something when she said she wasn't mature enough to handle certain situations. And I don't think she is even now. I mean, hell, she went through 8 years of prison and she still come out like acting like she was a teenager. I mean, I'm beside myself. I'm beside myself about this whole damn circus that is around her. Really, truly. Because, I always say, what kind of people would want to attach themselves to this person? And I swear this shit's answering my questions. These emails, the phone calls, it's answering this question. Because we got you saying stuff like this when I'm getting ready to put out right now. We got, the Brian Golden. He got arrested last year for doing shit that he shouldn't have been doing. I mean, some nasty ass shit that he shouldn't have been doing. And it was already known that he was, apparently he was already a felon. So I'm not quite sure he should have been even contacting Gypsy. There's a lot of phone calls. He's given all kind of advice. And if I just heard a phone call with him today, and it was just, he was turning my stomach, knowing what I know about him, he has the nerve to talk shit about Nick. It's like, I mean, so these are the kind of people that were writing Gypsy. And she, oh, golly. Anyway, so I need to try to get back on track here. So, in my last video, I think it was, I said something about, having that email. And then, I heard the call came out. Somebody else had heard it or something like that. But I had not heard it myself until today. And so I've got the call, I've got the email, and I want to read the email to you guys first. And so here we go. This is the email that Gypsy actually sent to Jeff. Jeff was the beau between Ken and Ryan, okay? And Ken even confronted Gypsy about Jeff, said, hey, Jeff, you know who Jeff so-and-so is? Because, he's in the Facebook groups. He says he knows you, blah, 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 blah. And she's like, oh, no, I have no clue. That name doesn't sound familiar to me. I mean, Ken knew his whole name, first and last. And she's like, no, I don't know who that is. Ken, she was talking to him the whole time. She was talking, well, not the whole time she was talking to you, but right there towards the end, sometime they started talking. So, yeah, she was talking to him at that time because as soon as you guys broke up, this is who she started talking to. She was dating him. And so this is to Jeff, and she's talking about Ryan. She says, forgiving bad judgment calls. Last night, Ryan told me of an experience in the past, and I'm having a hard time accepting it. I think it slightly made me think less of him, and it led to a disagreement. I told him I needed a few days to process it, so I asked to be let off my leash for a few days and took my wedding ring off because it makes a difference. And so at this time, they're already married when he tells her this. And you're going to hear the phone call next. And it made my blood boil. It literally made my blood boil. And so she says, to put it simply, 16 years ago, his ex-girlfriend, blank, gave him oral sex in front of her five-year-old and let it happen. So now I think his morals are fucked up because to let her do it. Am I wrong for being very judgmental of him? I'm sorry, guys. This print is really small on my end. It's going to be bigger for you guys once it's actually published, but it's small on my end going through StreamYard, so I do apologize. And so she says, he always forgives my past, but I am having a difficult time forgiving his past lapse in judgment calls. I'm trying to do better and put myself in his shoes, but I would not have made the choice to continue with a kid in the room. And so, there is a video that I have of her offering her future 13-year-old child that she was talking to Nick, her co-defendant. This is back in 2013, I want to say. 2013 or 2014. I'm wanting to say it was 2013 that she offered her future 13-year-old daughter. If they had a daughter, she was going to be 13 years old, and she was going to offer her to the father, which would have been Nick, because he was the master of the household. And according to everybody, Nick made her say that. And I have gone through everything so far that's been put out as far as the evidence is concerned in this case. And I have not found any evidence of Nick telling her to say that. I put out all the videos that were sent to me from Greene County. I had 115 videos sent to me, and I put out 115 videos. I did not edit any of them with the exception of one, and that was the 45-minute video of her naked. And so I did edit that one because I didn't want to take a chance on putting a naked video out of her. I didn't want any slip ups or anything like that. And so I wanted to try to respect her as much as possible. And so I did edit that one a little bit. But as far as the audio is unedited. The only thing I made sure you didn't see was her naked. So other than that, I put everything out that I received from Greene County. And there's no evidence that Nick made her say this stuff, but She was, just like she said in this email, she was extremely bothered by it. And so, not only am I just disgusted with Ryan, but then, I have to agree with Gypsy here in this call, and not only kind of agree with her, but kind of defend her in a sense. And so let's listen to this call, because I read you the email. And when this email came out and Ryan was confronted with it, he lied. He said, no, it's not gonna, it didn't happen that way. I don't know why she'd say something like that, but it didn't happen like that. And so this clip is going to be 11 minutes, but what they were doing was playing a game. It was like, it was kind of like a sexual game, and I didn't want to clip the whole thing. And so I only clipped the part that mattered. But you can go to 1980 Millennial Commentates. She just published it. It's like I said, it's about an hour-long video, and it does say something like trigger warning or something like that if you want to listen to the whole video. And actually, I'll provide the link to, I think it's to the video in my comments or the description box, excuse me. So let's go ahead and watch this video.
Okay, here is a question. Ooh. Is there anything that your ex did that you would want me to do?
I want to pause that because I need to stress this. She is asking him, is there anything that your ex did that you would want me to do? And so I'm pretty sure everybody knows what she's referring to, right? She's asking him, is there anything that you would like for me to do for you sexually that your ex did? Okay? I just want to stress that.
Let's see.
Besides giving you the poison.
Okay, that's not happening.
Then it could be or not.
Okay. Would you be willing to let me have sex with you, and like if our kid's in the room but just can't see it?
No.
Okay, so you wouldn't go there.
I wouldn't go there.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So here he asks her, he says, would you be willing to have sex with me if our kid was in the room? And she said, no, I wouldn't be willing to go. No, excuse me. He said, so you wouldn't be willing to go there? And she said, no. Okay. I thought that was pretty clear, right? So now I'm going to rewind it back just a little bit, because now it's like, I'm just going to rewind it back. Hold on one second. Not too far.
Just can't see it.
No.
Okay, so you wouldn't go there.
I wouldn't go there.
Okay. All right. So say a kid's watching a Barney video and they're in the front. All right, in the front of the room, and I have a blanket, and you give me in front of the kid, like in front, like the kid doesn't see it, but you're hiding and doesn't hear it, see it, or anything.
Nope. Because
Okay.
I can't get turned on. Like, I can't.
So I'm going to pause it there. So here, he already said, would you be willing to do it? She said no. So he persists. He's like, well, it would be like this, And so he's trying to like encourage the idea. Wouldn't you think? Is that how because that's how I'm interpreting it. Is that how you guys are interpreting it? He's trying to encourage her to maybe do this idea with him once they have children. Let's continue to listen, because this man, I'm really having a hard time biting my tongue because I'm really pissed off. I'm really pissed off.
Yeah, no, I get it. Like, it's too weird. I get it. I'm just asking.
Was that the
Okay. Yeah.
Oh my god, that's horrible.
Her kid, I don't want to tell you this.
Oh my god, tell me now, because if not, I'm just gonna be like, oh my god, what?
Oh, no.
Ryan Anderson.
Oh, baby, don't let me tell you this.
Ryan?
I love when you say Ryan. Please say 1 minute. Please say
No.
so I can jump into mushy Ryan and be like,
No.
Maybe.
See, he knows he messed up here because she, and I said in my other video, I said, what kind of people would want to write this person in prison? It just didn't make sense to me. Right. And I'm just like speechless. I'm not really, I don't know why I'm shocked, because I kind of suspected this, I really did, because I said that in my, last video. I said, I don't know. But anyway, let's just play this, because I just need to stop.
No. All right. Her kid was like 5.
He has kids?
I had a kid. Well, I don't. Yes. You didn't know that?
No, I just thought that she was a drug addict that got you high and then she got pregnant.
Oh, no. She had a kid. She was 5 years older than me.
Okay.
Like, I took care of her.
This call is from a correctional facility and may be monitored and recorded.
Like his name. He was a good kid, and I was in his life for like 3 years. But he was probably 4 when we started dating, or 3 or 4. But I'm not saying no.
I'm going to rewind it back, but I wanted to they just came on and said, this call is subject to be monitored and recorded, which obviously it was. And they keep telling, this man is not, he shouldn't be around kids teaching them or anything, because he's not smart. He is not smart. I've got tools in my tool shed out there that's sharper than he is, really and truly. He has no business to be in a classroom trying to teach anybody's child, because he doesn't have the sense God gave him himself, because he's truly disgusting. And so he's going to proceed. I'm going to rewind this back just a little bit, and I'm going to try to let it play through as much as possible.
Like his name. He was a good kid, and I was in his life for like 3 years. But he was probably 4 when we started dating, or 3 or 4. But I'm not saying no. Oh, fine. I was on the couch with him, and I was reading a book, like it was a big book, like a children's book. And he was in my arms up top, and we were laying down. We both had our head on the pillow, and I was reading in my book. And came along and started sucking my off right there, but he couldn't see it. But as I'm reading, I turned the book over and saw her doing it. It was like, oh my God. And then it felt good, but the kid didn't see it, at all.
I do have to pause it there, because I have a question. He said the kid was about 5, correct? He said he was holding his kid in his arms, reading him a book. Now, kids are pretty big. I don't have children, but I think kids are pretty kind of big at 5 years old. So how is he holding his kid in his arms, reading him a freaking book, while his mom is performing a sex act on him and he doesn't see it? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, Ryan? You're a fool. You're a fool.
But I'm sitting there reading.
hold on, let me rewind it back just a little bit. I mean, he's a liar and he's a fool. This man is a friggin' liar, and he has been since the get-go.
And started sucking off right there, but he couldn't see it. But as I'm reading, I like turned the book over and saw her doing it. It was like, oh my God. And then it felt good, but the kid didn't see it, like at all. But I'm sitting there reading as she's doing it. And I told her we're not doing that again, but it still was weird as fuck. Because I didn't want the kid to see, but like I made sure he didn't. And like finally I was just like, okay, all right. But I finished, but I was letting him read as I was into it. Does that make sense?
So you heard him, right? He said he finished. He said that he told her that we weren't doing this again, but he did finish, right? Y'all heard that. Because it's important. He does say he finished, and that, you know, while he was getting into it, the kid was supposedly reading a book. This man is freaking disgusting. You're just, oh God, you're a piece of shit, Ryan.
And then it felt good, but the kid didn't see it, like at all. But I'm sitting there reading as she's doing it. And I told her we're not doing that again, but it still was weird as fuck. Because I didn't want the kid to see, but like I made sure he didn't. And like finally I was just like, okay, all right. But I finished, but I was letting him read as I was into it. Does that make sense? But like you didn't see nothing at all. But like she did that. I didn't tell her to do that.
Right.
So don't think less of me.
I don't. I think less of her.
Okay. See, I was 20.
A lot. Like, wow.
You think less of her? Well, good, because good, you should.
Like, God, that woman did not need to be a mom.
Baby.
She didn't. People like that need to be fucking sterilized.
Gypsy.
That's sick.
Well, I didn't do it.
I know. Ugh.
I got you, like, ready to hang the phone up with me.
I'm not.
Come here.
I'm not. Just processing.
Well, I'm not with her. I didn't marry her.
Gotta give me that. Just gotta process now.
Okay, well, just so you know, the kid didn't see anything.
I know. I'm just processing.
Okay, and plus I was like 20.
I know.
Yeah.
Wow. That's just, wow.
And so he's sitting there, he's making excuses. He's saying the kid didn't see anything. You know, I was 20, and pretty soon he's going to tell her, you know, I was 20 years old. I was drinking. Ryan, that's not excuses, man. There's no excuse for this kind of shit. If you can't control yourself, especially once you get to drinking, then maybe you don't need to be drinking. And, you know, there's all kind of shit you don't need to be doing. But, you know, I mean, you have issues, man. And apparently, I don't know, people around you don't want to tell you about yourself, but I have no problem because I don't love you like that. So, you know, you got issues, dude. And you're a big old piece of shit right now, as far as I'm concerned. I wouldn't trust you around my child. I wouldn't trust you around my dog.
Wow, what?
I just don't know what to say. Just, wow. Okay.
Well, that's why I didn't want to tell you. But I didn't, you know, like I was 20 and I was drinking.
I just kind of wonder, like, what else aren't you telling me?
Baby, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, baby, come on. You're no, you know everything about me.
Clearly not.
Oh, baby, but I was 20 years old. I'm 36.
I know. I'm just processing. So, I mean, is there anything else Ever?
I never did anything like that ever again around us. I wouldn't do it.
No. Have you
No.
ever touched a kid?
Oh my God. I'm about to hang the fucking phone up.
I'm just asking.
Baby, that is not. No. Fuck no. Ugh.
Have
I'm
you
a
ever
fucking
thought
stupid.
about it?
Hell no. Baby. No.
I'm just going to stop it right there real quick because he's talking about, she's asking him, have you ever touched a kid? Have you ever thought about touching a kid? He says, I'm a fucking teacher. That doesn't matter, Ryan. It doesn't matter if you're a teacher or not. People that have, any kind of fetish about kids, they get involved with kid shit. They get involved with kid activities. Excuse me. I didn't mean to call it like that. I didn't mean to refer to it that way. They get involved with children's activities, or they go to be a school teacher. They get involved with teaching kids sports, being their coaches. What is it called? God bless. Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts and all that jazz. You hear about it all the time. Teachers are getting busted left and right, messing with their damn students. Are you kidding me? Talking about, I'm a damn teacher. That even worries me fucking more about you, man. You won't ever be, hopefully, after this.
I was not. I didn't have with the kids. No. Oh my God. No.
Just asking.
It's fucked up.
Well, you know.
Baby. No.
Okay, I believe you. I believe you.
I can't believe you fucking asked me that.
But you just told me that you had in front of
I didn't have sex with her.
Okay. You still could have said, like, I'm not doing this right now. This is highly inappropriate.
Well, I didn't finish.
You just said you did.
No, I didn't. I got into it, but then I was like, no.
You just said that you did.
I'm going to pause it there and see, this is where I have to agree with Gypsy, because you sure did say you finished. You said you finished and that you were getting into it, and while you were getting into it, the kid was reading a book. And those were your exact words, Ryan. And you were trying to tell her, well, you misunderstood me. And she's like, no, I didn't. I know what I heard. And you're like, no, you didn't. Yes, she did. She heard exactly what she heard, because I heard it too. And you are disgusting. You are a disgusting piece of shit.
No, I didn't. I said I got into it. I didn't say I finished.
I heard you.
Well, you misunderstood me.
Well, I misunderstood what you said. I finished.
Well, man, like, I didn't fucking...
Okay. You know, if you did, it wouldn't make a difference to me.
You see how, she was like, well, you said you finished, so what does that mean? And he's like, eat up, because he didn't know what to say. And Ryan, if you were a smart man, which I really don't think you are, you remind me of Forrest Gump. And I just hate to say it, but that's who you remind me of. You remind me of Forrest Gump. And, but you need to stay off the freaking internet. You need to go put your head in the damn sand, crawl under a rock, go back to mom's basement. I don't care, but stay off the damn internet. You should not be on the internet. TikTok needs to remove your account. Seriously. You don't need to be anywhere that a child could come across you.
Well, I didn't.
Okay.
Well, I mean, like, it was one of those things where I got into it, and then, like, I was like, okay, all right. And then I remember pulling it out and then pulling my pants back up.
Okay, well, we're moving on. We're moving on.
Oh my God. Now you think I'm a fucking child molester.
I don't think that.
Yeah, you do.
I don't think that. I just asked you because, well, I don't
No.
It's a stepping stone road, I guess.
Oh my God.
Well, I better. Is there anything else?
No. Like, no. Good God. It was like a fucking huge ass book that was bigger than a fucking, it was like a poster book.
Uh-huh.
It was a fucking huge poster book, and I didn't,
Well, I want you to give me her number so I can call the cops and DFS on this one.
maybe.
Because her
Oh.
boys are obviously being...
No, they're not. Nothing ever happened with all, nothing.
A sane person would do that.
Nothing ever happened. Ever.
Well, I'm not talking about with you. I'm talking about, like, what happened after you guys broke up.
Gypsy,
What?
stop it.
Ugh. I mean, you probably shouldn't have told me that. Ugh.
Well, I tried not to.
I know, but I just didn't know what you were going to say.
But, baby, the kid never saw anything.
I know,
Like,
I know.
ever.
I know. I'm not feeling some type of way towards you. I'm just like, I'm feeling some type of way towards her, because I'm like,
Oh, good.
as a person, like, I would never, like, and maybe that's just me, but, like, there's a time and a place for everything.
Well, and I like that.
And that was it with that clip. And so I'm just like completely disgusted with him, this whole the whole thing, the whole scenario, all of these people. Just I said time and time again, I always wonder about the people that surround her, and this isn't the first guy that's been exposed of being a nasty ass. It's not. And that she had romantic relationships with, as far as, as best as you can in prison. But she still, was trying to get close to these men. And Ryan, he told her after the fact that after they got married, that's when he told her this story. But at the same time, she didn't have to stay with his ass, because I sure as hell wouldn't have. But this is what I mean by using him for parole. She was running out of time. She had no choice, because there was nobody else lining up to try to marry her and whisk her away. And actually, she didn't really, at this time, she couldn't, because I'm not quite sure if she would have had to file for divorce in Missouri, and I'm not sure what their laws are and their time periods are, as far as it, most states require a separation period and all that. Like here, it's a separation for a year before you can get a divorce. And that's even an uncontested divorce. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm not trying to get in all that. I want to know what y'all's opinions are about this. And, as far as Ryan's concerned, man, you're done. You're really done. And I think anybody that follows you after this, with everything that's come out about you, even the racial slurs that you were, my last video about you, this really just puts you under. It's like put you under. I mean, you can't get any lower. You just can't get any lower at this point, I don't think. Unless you come out with, I don't even want to go there. But, man, I'm disgusted with you. And everybody else should be too. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get off of here, because I want to get back to these videos or these phone calls and putting them in order and trying to get some more out on my YouTube channel before I call it a night. And so I just wanted to get this out there, because it falls right in line with the video I just put out about him. And I have to, say I'm really shocked that, Gypsy, her reaction, she was disgusted. And I agree. I have to agree with her. He was lying to her. He tried to lie to her. No, I didn't say that. When he did say that, and then he's trying to justify it in a sense. The kid never saw anything. And I don't know if this incident happened or not. Even if it didn't happen, for him to tell a story like that, because I have to question it. A 5-year-old, he's holding his 5-year-old in his arms. That's what he said. The kid was 5, and he's holding the kid in his arms, reading him a book. Now, make that make sense to me, guys, because the picture, I'm not even trying to even picture it, but I'm just, a 5-year-old is pretty big. He's acting like he sounds like he's holding an infant in his arms, reading it a book or something. And this is taking place. Now that, would be one thing. It's still disgusting, but I mean, what I'm saying is the kid's small enough to where he could hold the kid and maybe block it with the book or whatever. But he said the kid was 5. And then, he's trying to say that he was holding them in his hands and that he didn't see anything. The book was big. It was one of them big old, Ryan, you're nasty. You're nasty. And I think you got issues, man. I think your family needs to intervene, really. Somebody needs to step up and get this man some help, seriously. Because, he needs to get a job. He needs to stop living off of Gypsy's coattails. Because I think we're all done here at this point with all this stuff coming out. I think it's all, the curtain's going to close for you, Ryan, anyway. And probably Gypsy too. Because I don't see anybody wanting to trying to endorse you or have brand deals with you. I can't see anybody trying to endorse or have brand deals with Gypsy, having the racial slurs coming out the way they are and stuff. So, I mean, I don't know. That's not my business. I'm not going to collab with you guys. So it's no skin off my back, but whatever. Anyways, you guys let me know what you think about this video. Like I said, if there's anything that you want me to touch base on, I'm going to be focused on trying to get these videos or these phone calls in order and trying to put them in playlist over there on my YouTube channel. So, because everybody else is going through the calls and kind of putting them out and stuff. So, picking out the interesting ones and all that. So I'm just going to focus on, like I said, putting them in order. So if there's something that you want me to touch base on, either send me a message or just put it in the comments and I'll gladly check into it and work it in there, somewhere while I'm doing all this. So y'all have a good one. Hope you have a great rest of y'all's week. And like I said, everybody that supports my channels, whether you're on YouTube or TikTok, I greatly appreciate each and every one of you, because without you guys, I would not have a channel. And so each and every one of you do really mean a lot to me. And I greatly appreciate your support. With that being said, y'all have a good one. And
this is coming from someone who sucks the souls of children, and I wouldn't want to be in the same room as Gypsy Rose.
You're awesome.
Whatever, Gypsy Rose's ex-husband now. You can't ever be Mr. Anderson. You're just Gypsy Rose's ex-husband.
Well, first off, I want to thank Team Ryan for the battle. Appreciate it.
Yes, Team Ryan, you really
Team
showed
Ryan.
up.
Thank you. Look at this woman.
You make me say